In today's video, we're going to go through the 12 biggest beginner mistakes that we see artists and producers making. Now, even if you're not a beginner, I think this video will be so helpful because some of the routines, some of the strategies that you have, you might have started them when you were a beginner, and correcting them now could still help you. So because we have this really big school with hundreds and hundreds of students, we have a privilege. And that privilege is seeing what works, what doesn't, and what mistakes to avoid. So let's talk about that today. First of all, if you don't know, my name's Justin, and I run this program called Cosmic Academy. We're an artist development program. We've been around for over 10 years. We've worked with over 500 amazing artists and producers. And these producers, these artists, they get incredible results. They sign to the biggest labels like Spinnin, Toolroom, Armada, Anjuna. They play the biggest shows like Ultra and Ibiza. We just had 3 students play EDC. And it's really, really profound because you get to look back at them and say, how did they start? What were the right moves that they made? What were the mistakes? What were the things that they had to correct? So let's dive into that. And I want you to do me a favor right now. As I go through this list, if I say any of these mistakes that you've dealt with or you've been through, you feel me on, type that in the comments. I want to see that, okay? So let's start. Mistake number 1, having no plan. You must have a plan. You know, when we work with our students in Cosmic Academy, first class, we look at them and we explain, hey, you're not just someone that makes music. You're bigger than that. You're like a company, right? A company makes a product and they want to give that product and get that product to as many people in the world as possible, right? You're very similar to that. You know, your product is your music. And I hope your goal is to get your music to as many people as possible, right? However, if you were a company, you would have schedules and strategy meetings and quarterly goals and all this structure. But for the most part, artists don't have that, right? They don't have the structure, the scheduling. They have no plan. So try to think of yourself in that way. Don't make mistake number 1. Definitely have a plan. Definitely go into this with some structure. You'll be better off in the long run. Mistake number 2. Spending too much money on the gear. At the beginning, you should not be investing $2,000 into a microphone and $10,000 into this synth. And I get it. The toys are fun. The toys are fun. I'm a guy who started out playing guitar. And the first guitar I bought was a terrible, crappy guitar. But that's okay because I got to first learn what are the strings? What are the frets? How do I even make a chord? What does this thing even do? So I currently have a really nice guitar, but I'm not going to invest in that until I know how to use this really, really inexpensive one, right? So there's really no reason for you to go out and get the most expensive mic, the most expensive monitors and synths and all that stuff until you really understand how to do it. And to be quite honest with you, the tool that you use is not that important to the final end goal, right? It's not the hammer, it's the architect. You can take an incredible producer, put them on cheap monitors, they're still going to make great music, versus someone who's an awful producer on really expensive monitors, it ain't going to make a difference. So when you're starting out, don't spend all your money on the gear. Mistake number 3, expecting fast results. This is not get rich quick. You know, the music business, becoming successful in this business, it takes a very, very long time, right? Even if it's like, oh, I'm going to get a hit and then it's going to go to number 1, I'm going to be gigantic. Sure, that's possible. That happens to people. But getting to a place where you can even make that song, it takes years. And people don't really want to hear that, right? One of the things that I take pride in, our school takes pride in, is like, we don't bullshit our students. Like, we're super real, super honest, and even if you don't want to hear it, but like, this is not going to happen overnight. You know, this is something that it takes years and years and years to see growth and really get to that mastery. You know, it's similar to going to the gym. If you go to the gym for a week, you're not going to see any difference in your body. Even if you go for a month or even 3 months, you probably won't see much of a difference. But it's after going for years that you look back on that first picture and the current look and you say, wow, that's a big difference. That's kind of how this goes. So if you want to have that mastery, it's going to take a while. So don't expect fast results. Mistake number 4. This is super crucial. Mistake number 4 is not following us. Come on, you got to follow us. Hit that bell, click that follow button, hit that like, hammer that like button. You know, we've been around for over 10 and a half years. We're just getting going on YouTube. We've been around everywhere else for a long time. Our Instagram's huge. We have 200,000 followers there. So we have great videos coming, a lot of great free content. Follow us here. We got more good stuff for you. Don't make this mistake. Getting back into the others, mistake number 5, copying others. It's very tempting as a beginner to say, oh, I got into this because I love this artist. I want to sound like this artist. I want to make music like that artist. That's going to set you up for failure. And while it's okay to try to learn from what they did, and while it's okay to try to make sounds like they do, no one wants to listen to a carbon copy of someone else, right? If there's already someone who's amazing at making, progressive house of that sound, if you're just trying to do the exact same thing as them, why would anyone want to listen to you? But there's already that person there who's the best at making that. So instead of trying to copy others, you have to always try to find your own sound, be unique. That's what labels are looking for. That's what talent buyers are looking for. And that's what other artists are looking for, which kind of moves us into mistake number 6. Mistake number 6 is chasing trends. Beginners, when they start out, they want to chase the new hot sound, the new hot trend. And the problem here is you'll try to learn this new genre that's really hot, and by the time you actually get really good at it, it won't be the new hot trend anymore. It won't be the new hot sound anymore. It'll take you 2 years to get good at it, and already people are onto something else. So instead of trying to chase a trend, always stay true to what you love to make. Because that's what this is really about, right? You're doing this because you love it. And if you're just chasing other people's sounds, you're going to be constantly in this state of I'm trying to go here, I'm trying to go there, and never being happy with where you are and the stuff that you truly love. Mistake number 7, they're not passionate about the craft. So going on with what I was just saying, there are people that get into this as beginners and they just want the private jet, the money, all the partying, some of the results, but not the craft. The point of doing this is loving and being happy with the day-to-day grind, okay? Because not every day is going to be main stage on private jets with the parties. No. Day-to-day is going to be sitting in front of this computer, making the music, making the content, grinding it out, learning and getting better. So if you don't love the process, that's a major mistake. If you're just chasing the goal, the fancy stuff, the sparkly stuff, that's a mistake. So beginners that are not passionate about the craft, they're setting themselves up for failure. Mistake number 8, going at it alone. At Cosmic Academy, this is a gigantic thing that we talk about. We have this amazing school, but it's not just a school where you take a class and then you're done. No, Cosmic Academy lasts forever, and it's a permanent community collective of artists that are helping each other, 600 amazing people. And they understand this one. They understand that going at it alone, it's so difficult. And yeah, the community is great for the networking, the connections and all that. But to be honest with you, it's more than that. It's about you just had a tough day or a hard night and you hate your snare drum, you hate your kick, you don't know what to do, you want to quit, but there's someone sitting next to you. There's 5 people over here that are saying, hey, what are you doing? The snare sounds great, the kick sounds awesome, we're all going to feedback later, come with us. And someone over here says, hey, call me up, we're going to hop on a call to get you out of this funk. Or this person over there says, hey, come meet me out, I'm in your city, let's grab coffee. It's those things on the day-to-day of this journey that really make it something special, that really pull you out of dark areas and really put you back on the path. So having a community, it is so important, because going at this alone during the ups and downs is very, very difficult. So find yourself a community, build yourself a collective. You're going to be much happier and much more successful. Mistake number 9. Taking it too seriously. During one of my classes, I tell my students, you're not a cardiologist. Cardiologist is a heart doctor. They do open heart surgery. They save people's lives. And while we love to romanticize music, we love to romanticize making music, we're not saving anyone's life, all right? This is the fun business, okay? People want to dance to your music. They want to go have fun with their friends to your music. They want to have fun with their partner, their lover to your music. And that's a beautiful thing. But don't lose sight of what that really is, right? If you start taking this way too seriously, you're not going to have fun doing it. You're going to overthink everything. You're going to overanalyze everything that you do, and you're going to forget that this is supposed to be fun. Mistake number 10, thinking that busy is also productive. Busy does not mean productive. You know, we have students that tell us that they're spending 8 hours a day in the DAW. Then I have other students telling me they're spending 2 hours a day in the DAW, and they're getting better results. Well, how is that possible? Well, just because you're spending a long time being busy doing something doesn't mean that you're doing it the right way or the efficient way or getting the productive value and the result that you want. So it's very, very important to constantly look at your process, look at your workflow, look at how you're doing things and saying, is there a more efficient way to do this? Is there a faster way to do this? I think sometimes people, they look at speed and they think, oh, that's quick, and I don't want to be quick because quick is messy. That's not true. Speed is efficiency, and time is our most valuable currency. So you much rather be able to finish things more efficiently, get more work out of you, more music out of you. So don't just try to be busy, try to be productive. Mistake number 11, waiting for the perfect time. I constantly hear students and applicants and people tell me, well, Justin, I'm going to wait for the right time to launch my brand. Or no, I'm going to wait for 3 months or 6 months when I have more time in my schedule. Let me tell you a little secret. It's never going to be the perfect time. There is no right time. Because in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you'll have other things that are busy in your life. You'll have other things that are causing you distractions in your life, and new things end up coming up. So there is no perfect time. Your brain, it plays tricks on you. It says, put this off till later. And the truth is, later is not going to be better. And that brings me to our final point and the final mistake that beginners make. Mistake number 12, not starting today. Starting now is better than starting in 6 months, right? Like we just said, there's never going to be the right time. And in order to get to 100 records, you have to start with the first one. In order to get to 1,000 fans, you have to start with the first piece of content, right? So starting now, starting today is what's important. And will it be the greatest? Will that first record you start today, is that going to be the one that gets signed? Probably not. Maybe it's the 50th song you make will get signed. But you can't get to 50 if you can't start with one. So there is no perfect time. Start today, repeat tomorrow. And before you know it, the months will go by. The time is going to pass no matter what. You'll be happy that you started now. With that said, we'd love for you to start now by following us and hitting that bell. And if you haven't yet, we have a lot of great videos on this channel. We have great content. We've been putting it out for a few months. Check them out. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.